Hi everyone, it's Miss J again. Today I'm not going to be cooking. I'm actually going to be showing you some of my favorite things. Most of them are cooking utensils, and some of them are just things that have been either in my life for a long time or new things that I've discovered that have helped me through this pandemic and being quarantined home. I hope that all of you have plans for Mother's Day. At least you guys should be making cards for your moms. I know that you can't go out. I know most of you don't have money or jobs, so you can make a card for your mom. Maybe make some coupons that say I'll help you out with cleaning or cooking, washing dishes, a back rub, something. So no excuse to not give your mom anything. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this slotted spatula. That's actually a curved spatula. And I showed you this last time. Maybe you could see it. I wore black today. Surprise, surprise. Just so that you could see it better on my shirt. This one is curved. And you could use it for many things. But the reason I like this most of all is because you could get around and scrape the sides of the bowl if you need to. Okay? This is also another one of my favorite gadgets. The other day when I was making lemon cookies, I think I was making lemon cookies, I squeezed the lemon in my hand and I caught the seeds in my hand. But if you don't want to do that, if it's too cumbersome, you could always put the lemon in here. You could put half a lemon, half a lime, orange, whatever. And then when you squeeze it out, all the juice will come out through these holes. And all the seeds will stay inside. Very cool. But if you don't have one, you could always use your hand. This is a collapsible silicone colander. Now we have one of these in school that we use for pasta. This happens to be a smaller one and it's used for pasta or straining cans of beans, the things that you want to wash. I like that it's collapsible because it's easy to store. You could just pop it right out like that. And it's small enough that a whole can of beans or corn, olives, if you want to just drain the juice from this, it works perfectly. And then it also collapses right back down. So it's nothing to store. Okay? This I just bought. We have a lot of tumblers and coffee mugs and stuff like that. Straws. So this is actually a utensil. It's a tool, not a utensil. It's a tool that helps you clean out the inside of a long coffee mug or a tumbler that you can't fit your hand in or a sponge in. And it's made of silicone too, and it gets around all the edges. And here too, this gets around, this is made of silicone and it also gets around the top of your coffee mug and all the nooks and crannies that you need to get to clean it well. This gadget is priceless. This is a garlic press. When we're in school, we usually use a knife or something to crush the garlic, peel the garlic, and then cut the garlic. This one does all of that for you. You could leave the peel in here, like the skin of the garlic. You don't have to even remove it. And you put it in this little compartment and you squeeze it. Make sure all the holes are facing down. You see how it has holes in it? And all the garlic will squeeze right out of here. And then when you open it, how clever is this? This top green plastic scrapes the rest of the garlic that's stuck here so that you get all of it into the bowl. It's a little hard to clean though, but this works well because you could get right in there and you could use this to scrape all the little holes to get the garlic out. This, I have a love-hate relationship with this tong. I like this tong in that, let me get a pot. Okay. Here's a small pot. I like this tong in that you can, it has like a little rivet in it. So you could keep it on the side of your bowl and you don't have to worry about dirtying your counter. It's silicone too and metal. and the part that you hold, this metal part, does not get hot. So, and it's easy to store because it's not open, but in order to open it, you just click the bottom and it automatically opens. And then you could use it to flip over bacon, sausage, hamburger, whatever you need to. And then if you want to store it, you just click the bottom again and it stores shut like this, so it doesn't take up a lot of room. The only thing I don't like about it is that sometimes when I'm using it, see, this is what happened. I closed it and without banging it, it stayed shut. So sometimes it does do that. Oh, see, it did it again. So when you're cooking, that can be annoying when you're trying to flip things over and it closes on you. That's why it's that love-hate relationship. This is a Rachel Ray utensil. It's good for, the edge is not so sharp, so but it's still good for cutting. And if you have, I don't have a cutting board with me, but you use it on a cutting board and you cut whatever you need to cut, but then you could also use it to scrape and put everything into your pot if you needed to. And you scrape the counter or the cutting board, whatever you have, and all the little pieces of onion or pepper or carrots, whatever you just finished cutting, you could put in there to saute. Or you could scoop it up this way, almost like a shovel, and then put it in. So it's a twofer. It cuts and it also scoops. These are chopsticks. Now, there's a whole art behind eating with chopsticks, and they're very, very difficult. I spent a summer with my uncle who was stationed in Japan, so the whole family ate with chopsticks, and I learned how to eat with chopsticks because that's, well, you either learn or you die, right? Anyway, so these are nice chopsticks. They're wooden too, and they're ergonomic and symmetrical. And they also have a little bamboo holder, which I like too, because then they don't get damaged and they don't get lost. By the way, I lost about 20 pounds that summer because who could eat with chopsticks? I mean, you can't shovel food in your mouth with a chopstick. This is a knife. Now, the reason I like this knife is because it's kind of an all-purpose knife. It's a nice size. It's about 7 inches. But this is the key. This stores the knife, but if you press down on this black part of it, it also sharpens the knife when you pull it out. So you don't have to worry about sharpening it. You don't have to worry about the little shards of metal going all over the place because they stay inside. And you don't have to worry about cutting yourself too while you're trying to sharpen it because you're not constantly doing this motion back and forth. Also, if you use a traditional sharpening tool, like one of those metal rods, you can sharpen them uneven. And this one sharps all the way from the back to the tip. And it clicks shut so it doesn't fall out. And also protects the blade so that you don't cut yourself when you're storing it. You don't have to worry about getting your hand caught up in there and hurting yourself. This is brand new to me. I don't know why I didn't have one before. I have, this is a apple core. But I have one of those that rotate that we have in school that we attach like a vise to the side of the table, and you rotate it like this and it peels and it turns, and the one peel stays whole. This does not peel, but it does slice all the way down. So if you put pressure, the core stays right in the middle, and that's the part that you don't eat, and then it slices the apple for you too. So if you don't like the peel of the apple, too bad, eat it. It's good for you. This is is a utensil slash appliance that my mom used to make little pizzas with a long time ago when I was little. The one we had was circular. I also have a circular one, but this one fits the bread in the square components just perfect. So you put a slice of bread here with tomato sauce, cheese, oregano, whatever you want. I mean, it doesn't only have to be pizza. It could be grilled cheese. It could be anything that you want to make almost like a panini out of. And then you close the top, and this little clip here locks it closed. You could cut off any crust that's around the edges that you don't want, and then you put it right on the stovetop, right on the open flame. And you use that to melt the cheese and to cook the bread, and then you flip it over and it does the same. And then after a few minutes, you remove it from the stove. Remember, this part's gonna be really hot because that's the part that touched the fire, but you could touch the wooden handles. And then you could open the lid, and sometimes you have to pry out the sandwich with a knife. If you butter it beforehand or put a little bit of oil on it, it should just slip out when you do this. I don't know what this is called, but they have them on Amazon. And this is my new favorite, what I think is going to be one of my favorite items that I just bought. It's for hot water, and you can leave it plugged in all day long, and it keeps the tea hot. So it has a little automatic spout that opens up, and then I'm gonna put hot water and lemon, honey, ginger inside, and just leave it heating all day. So we'll see it on our countertop, and we'll remember to drink. But this is, I think this is going to be a nice addition to the kitchen. And I'm not a big coffee drinker, but one of my favorite coffees is this Java. Let's see, now I can't even read it. So I'll put on my glasses. This is Java Factory Roasters Choco Nut. So it's chocolate coconut flavored coffee. It's delicious. It sounds crazy, but it's really, really good. And it comes in a little K-cup. When you finish with the K-cups, you could peel off the top and then use the grounds to start seeds to create like little seedlings. And then when they develop, you could transplant them into a pot. But that's what I use these for sometimes. And I have, I'll do one more thing, because I have a whole bunch of stuff here, because people have asked me about my skincare and other things that I use to keep me not looking 51. But I think part of it is just good genes, and thank you for the compliment anyway. But I have some other items here that I will probably show you next time. They're just my favorite things that I use now. Well, I don't use this for my skin. As a matter of fact, this is probably not aging, but this is probably pro-aging food. Anyway, this is my new favorite candy bar. It's Take 5. It has all the best ingredients in it: peanut butter, caramel, chocolate, pretzels, everything that you could love in a candy bar. Don't eat too many of them. Matter of fact, don't even buy them, because if they're in your house, you're going to want to eat them, but it is delicious. This is Kirkland brand basil pesto. Kirkland is Costco brand, and this is my favorite, although it's pretty easy to make pesto, but if you don't want to make it, you open this up, it smells like Italy, it takes you away, and it's delicious. And we had this with pasta and broccoli with capers the other day, and it's really, really good. A container like this, which is pretty large, it's 22 ounces. And this one is probably about $6 or $7. It'll last you a while. And then one of my last things that I will show you that has to do with food is one of my favorite cookbooks. It's called One Dish Wonders. It's by Southern Living. And the reason I love it is because I'm like a casserole queen. My nephews hate that I make casseroles because I don't like food touching. And that's what a casserole is. It's just, but I like casseroles because they're easier and you don't have to clean up a lot. But I have a lot of recipes already marked that I've used. And it's a full color cookbook. And it has a lot of easy recipes that you can create and alter however you feel. They show you how to cut a rotisserie chicken, which I like because that could be challenging. And rotisserie chickens are very inexpensive. You can get them at Costco or ShopRite, wherever, for like $5. So it makes sense to buy a rotisserie chicken that's already cooked and seasoned for you, and then they show you how to cut it. This just happens to be one of my favorite cookbooks that I use often. So next time when we come on, I will show you some of the other things that I like that may or may not have to do with food or cooking at all. And I just want to say happy Mother's Day to all of you moms and all the moms out there that are homeschooling right now. We appreciate all of you all the time. And happy Teacher Appreciation Week to all of my PUA peeps, all the teachers I've ever worked with. I admire you, and I know that this is a difficult time for all of us. We've never signed up for teaching remotely, but I know that we're all doing the best that we can. I want to take my spoon and I want to give a shout out to Anu, Ankush's mom, for the beautiful letter that she wrote toward the superintendent, praising the SAIL team. And Miss Penna, I think it was a beautiful letter and it was so much appreciated. I want to thank Pittman, our security guard, for trying to keep me in check and always asking me about my weight and what I'm eating and critiquing my videos. So I do appreciate that because he does it in the nicest way. I want to thank Kenny, who is a friend, and he also helps me with recipes and we trade pictures of food all the time. Deidre, who's the district supervisor for special ed. I appreciate your support always. And I enjoy working for you, and I love my job and what I do. And I want to say hi to Ankush and TJ and Lapchuck and Harper and everybody else that I miss. And I will be Zooming some of you guys tonight. So anyway, take care. Love you.